Come on in, welcome to my home. It's time to start decorating for Christmas. This year, I know you're probably tired of your decorations. However, I'm also pretty certain that this year, you really don't want to go out and buy new decorations. Well, I have some answers to that. One of the easiest things to do is to pick a theme. A theme for your decorations will make you think of your decorations in a way that you might never have thought of them before. It might even get you to get new decorations or things which even aren't the season into your Christmas decorating. This year, my theme went completely haywire. I knew what I really wanted to do, which was the magic of Christmas. And I think I sort of got that, but what actually happened was this all doesn't happen in one day. I mean, one of the things you have to think about when you are Christmas decorating is the fact that you don't have to do it all in one day. It actually took me about a week to get all of my decorations up, and I'll admit the majority of it did happen today. But let's start from the very beginning. Once all the fall came down, and all the fall decorations, so this is after Thanksgiving. Once all those decorations came down, I put up the basis of everything. And the basis for everything in my house would be the Christmas tree and the greenery. One of the things that I did this year, which I talked about before in previous videos, I used the same pattern material that you see throughout the house in the throw pillows. It's also on the bed. This is just a nice plaid material. Originally it was sheets. I just cut the sheets in half and made them into these half like window coverings, and they bring a more of a juvenile, young, youthful feeling to the place, and I think it makes it look more like Christmas. I know I need some new greenery. I know I probably need a new Christmas tree. And it was one of those things where I had ordered some new lights and some things, which guess what? They didn't come in. So guess what else we do? We make do. And it wasn't that hard to make do with what I had. So I just went ahead, forged through, and we got the Christmas greenery up. Because the basis of just about every single Christmas design is the greenery. Once the greenery is up, then you can step back and take a look and see what you need to do. I am really big on the fact that Christmas decorations don't have to be done until people start walking through your door on Christmas Day. If you want to add things, you want to take things away, that is absolutely fine. You can do that. It's really cool. This was the first year that I had used a lot of these decorations after many, many years, because I'm a big believer in, hey, get your decorations, then store them away. You do not have to use decorations every year. And if you've seen my other videos where I talk about people who throw away decorations, which I absolutely do not understand, but they exist, they're out there. There are people who throw away Christmas decorations, holiday decorations, whatever decorations, each year so they can buy new. Well, you don't need to do that. By choosing a theme and going through your decorations and seeing what you're going to use this year and what you're not going to use this year, you can sort of go from there. This year, like I said, I used a lot of things that I don't normally use. And did I throw away the stuff that I didn't use this year? No, I didn't. No, I didn't at all. Because guess what? I might use this at a later date. Now, if it was broken, if it was discolored, that sort of thing, yeah, those things did get tossed. But the things that I store well, and then they were still in good shape, I kept them. Right now, I'm going to go through this and sort out the things which I know I'm going to use versus the things I know I'm not going to use. Because some things are just a little too fancy for what I want. The small gold balls, that's good. But like these leaves and everything, not so much. And just because something makes it into my consideration to use does not mean that I'll actually use it. Going through your decorations is a great time to assess what you have, what you're going to use, and it's also a great time to see what is in there. Now, I did notice that some of my decorations had been gone through by other people who will remain nameless, but they are all there. They're when I go through put them away this year, I'll make sure that I keep them more together. We might do a whole video. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see a video of me packing away Christmas decorations, because that's always an interesting thing to make sure that they stay where they should be. One of the big things I can tell you is when you get your decorations out, take a lot of pictures. And I mean a lot of pictures. Detailed pictures, non-detailed pictures. Just take all the pictures that you could possibly take, because then you can then get some really good stuff going. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start focusing in on the things that you first see when you come in. Because Christmas is one of those times where, unlike all the other videos where I've talked about focus in on what you see, that'll be number 2, Christmas is one of those times where you usually have people coming in. And that also is part of what I actually see. So the first thing I'm going to focus in on is right here, which is my hutch, which is just a bookcase on a dresser, and then my Christmas tree, which is behind me. And then I will focus in on the TV area, over the kitchen, and the living room. Then we'll see what decorations we have left to do the other areas. But let me get that done first. Alright, before I start decorating my Christmas tree, we're going to have to talk about the lights. I have ordered some lights, which are color-changing lights. They were supposed to be here back in October. It is now, by the time you guys see this, it'll be December, but it is now the middle of November. Actually, it's almost the end of November. Lights are still not here. I don't have time to wait. So you'll also notice that there are some lights which are sort of still out on this tree, because I didn't want to take off the lights until I knew that the new lights that I have coming were here. So we're just going to have to decorate it as is. That makes its own little itty-bitty problems, but, you know, you do with what you can, and this year is going to be a lot of what you can. And like I said, my Christmas decorations have, the whole vision of this has evolved. Let's do it. Like this year's decorations, however, it was a challenge because this was out of my normal comfort zone. One of the things that you will see, and you've seen this before, where I generally kind of stick with more of a natural tone to my Christmas decorations, and this year I went out there. There's gold, there's silver, there's glitter. I know, it's terrifying. But I wanted to do something unusual, something that would challenge me, something that made me think outside the box. However, I didn't go crazy. I could have totally gone overboard with this, and probably some of you are thinking that I did, but I did pull it back so that way it's not so completely out of my comfort zone that I felt lost and everything. Cool things that I do now have is I did add some smart plugs so that my system here can turn off and on my lights, which I absolutely love. But yeah, the Christmas decorations I think look pretty good. Next year, am I going to do something different? Oh yeah, something different every year. In fact, you can go back through the old videos. Click the card right there. The old videos will show you all the Christmas decorations from the different years. Doing this was so super simple because, once again, I never purchased anything this year. Well, I was going to. You would have seen it. But they would have been lights and they would have been things that I would have used for years and years and years. But that's a whole big thing. When you do purchase stuff for the holidays, think about how long am I going to use this? This garland is now pretty old. In fact, we are trying to figure out how old our Christmas trees are, which are in sort of bad shape now, but they're okay. They'll get us through for a little while. Those were purchased in 1996 for a whopping sum of $79.99, which at the time was a lot of money for 3 Alpine Christmas trees. However, this is now 2021. I think we got our money out of them. Will I probably be getting some new Christmas trees next year? I hope. Who knows what will happen next year? But I do look at these things, and I do look at when I buy my decorations, I'm not literally buying, this is specific, I can only use this for that kind of thing. No, I buy general decorations that I love, that I think are going to be useful. One of the things that I do generally stay away from is glass decorations, because I'll admit it, I break glass decorations like nobody's business. So a lot of these decorations are just really cheap plastic decorations I could put up there. And it's really weird because I hadn't seen some of these for now, I would say like 6 years. So yeah, some of these decorations I haven't used in so long, but it was really kind of fun to think outside of the box, to really try to get something for me which was different. Maybe your Christmas decorations will be inside the box. I don't know. Well, let me know what you thought about that down in the comments. Let me know if there's other things that you'd like to see me do over this Christmas holiday. I hope I get to see you the next time you stop by.